And Iowa State has to stay with them on the glass, and they have to make shots. That requires moving the ball and taking advantage of the up-the-line overplaying defense of Texas.
Bill Fennelly's Iowa State teams have always been phenomenal three-point shooters, but that well has run dry over the last couple of weeks. They are looking to dial it in and find their range tonight to bust out of the slump. Texas immediately tries to attack inside. No harm, no foul, and Iowa State will take it the other way.
What you'll find defensively out of Iowa State is a lot of different looks. They mix up between jump and man and zone. You just got to run your man offense, and they like to run the dribble drive at Texas.
Good point guard matchup. In fact, the top two in assists in the Big 12 this year. Then Emily Ryan and Rory Harmon, and here is Harmon with the push. Tried to feed it through traffic inside. Harmon along with Gonzalez in the backcourt. Gaston, Holly, and Phi up front. No Sonia Morris and still no Aaliyah Moore. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Cyclones. The first triple of the night for Danae Fritz.
They push, they reverse it. Texas late matching up, wide open corner triple. That's the way Iowa State needs to move the ball. And Texas wants to play inside out if they can, Beth. They have a major size advantage on the block.
Holly will try for three. Weak side, Fritz has it. Ryan, back to Ashley Jones. And after going 5 for 30 in their last game from downtown, ISU opens up 2 for 2.
Two-side, ball screen. Gaston's gonna have to guard Ashley Jones on all that screening action, and Ashley is so good at setting her feet.
Gonzalez, first time no, second time no, and a held ball will head the other way. Vic Schaefer now in his third season with Texas. Back-to-back trips to the Elite Eight after he went 3 years in a row at Mississippi State, including coming within a hair's breadth of a national championship or two.
I mean, 5 consecutive Elite Eights. That is so incredible. It's a formula that works based on defense. A tough-nosed defensive team that rebounds and plays in transition offensively.
Ryan spins it back to the middle against a defense that allows less than 60 points per game, and they're turning teams over at least 20 a game.
Ashley Jones had Rory Harmon on her on the block, and Iowa State missed it.
Shot clock's winding down, and a foul on the drive will get Naimir Due to the free throw line. Coming off a campaign where they won a school record 28 games last year, got to the Sweet 16. They were the preseason favorites, but their front line decimated by injuries, so spacing the floor, Debbie, has been one of the big reasons why the three-point shooting has fallen off this year. They're trying to figure out the right recipe down the stretch because they right now are on the host bubble and may or may not be home for the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. Harmon with the handle.
Konarski heating up the basketball up top.
Texas just cannot find the bottom of the bucket. They start out the day 0 for 5.
There's
nice
that back door.
Jones drops it off for Due, and more free throws coming.
The backdoor cut is available because Texas plays 1 pass away up the line, which means they've got a hand and an arm in the passing lane. And if you move the ball and you look, you can cut to the space that you were talking about as they overplay defensively.
First foul on Adija Phi. Texas already at the bench. Taylor Jones, who had a double-double in reserve against TCU, their win over the weekend. As we move deeper into February and closer to March, here's what we're talking about with the host bubble. You need to be a top 4 seed to stay at home the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. So some pretty notable names on that list who are fighting here in the final couple of weeks to earn the respect of the selection committee. including Iowa State and Oklahoma and even Colorado, according to Charlie Cream's latest brackets. Spin baseline, no do. Rebounds the first, and a held ball this time will go to the burnt orange.
Well, Donarski is trying to Barclay, which is back you down, back you down, back you down. Gonzalez holds her ground. That's a tough two. That's the kind of contest you want. And Fitz comes in and ties it up on the offensive glass.
Debbie, we're seeing a bit of a hangover from a Texas shoot-around earlier today that had Vic Schaefer quite vocal, looking for maximum effort out of his team. Harmon on the drive, hangs and hits, and knocks down their first shot of the night.
Well, what a tough shot. Now, Texas is a team that can make threes, but on the season, they only make 4, and that's why you see Iowa State sagging and playing inside out with their defense. You're going to have to force Texas to hit some tough twos.
Skip Donarski. Iowa State could not have drawn this up any better. All of their downtown bombers have hit early.
3 for 3. Might be something to that Hilton magic to get you off that 3-game skid.
Harmon tries to lob it over the top. Tough catch. And the finish for Taylor Jones.
That high-low game is really tough to defend because Texas can throw right over the size, right over the top of Iowa State with their size.
Bodies on the deck, looking for another 3-ball. That one won't go. A little long from Lexi. Now Texas in transition. When Iowa State gets back, Harmon will take it from the short corner.
He's got both baskets for them off the bounce. Taylor Jones has the other inside in that high-low game.
And they're going to whistle Rory for the arm bar.
Finding Iowa State in transition is such a key. Look at the skip over the top. Donarski wide open in the corner.
Debbie, in the first meeting, it was a season low 4 3-pointers made for Iowa State. They've already got 3 here in the first 5 minutes tonight. And another quick whistle on Texas. That'll be the first on Gaston.
Gaston's got her work cut out for her going against Ashley Jones, who is really good in every screening action. So there's a pre-switch. Now Holly's on her, picks up a foul. That's 3 consecutive defensive fouls on this end of the floor. Now that's good for the best free throw shooting team in the Big 12. 80%. Iowa State has already been to the line 4 times. 4 free throws.
And that is the second foul on starter Shea Holly.
Remember, Texas playing without Sonya Morris, who did not make the trip. This would be the 3rd consecutive game that she has missed. One of their starting guards, who averages 12 points a game. Lower body injury.
Ashley Jones gets 1 of 2. She is the all-time leader here at Iowa State in free throws made, as well as threes made, points scored, rebounds snared.
The best part about that is you don't say assist because she's not here to pass.
Return for her 5th year. They are doubling on every pass into the post, Debbie, and they force a held ball, and they'll take it. Iowa State, some sharp shooting early, and they've doubled up Texas here in the first. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Well, Debbie, already some history in our, 60-something years of calling these games. Have you ever seen 3 fouls committed in 0 seconds? It just happened to Texas.
Not in the first quarter of a game, maybe at the end of a game.
3?
That's amazing.
What is that? 2 dead ball fouls at the 5:14 mark after the first one was called. And Iowa State already in a position to shoot some free throws.
One of the things that Bill Fenley does is he has Emily Ryan inbound the basketball. She's the best passer, and then they just flow right into their offense, even though Texas brings the full court pressure.
Ryan has assisted on all 3 of their triples from 3 different players, and there she goes off the bounce and wraps it up with the left hand.
As you mentioned, second to Rory Harmon in assists in the Big 12.
Texas has settled down a bit after they missed their first 6 shots. They've hit their last 3 in a row. Rory Harmon's got 2 of them.
It's just a sagging zone, and this is where you miss Sonia Morris, who's their best three-point shooter. Now Gonzalez is capable, but you got to run her up the three-point line. It changes when you don't have the balance. Both sides of the floor have three-point shooters. Right? Because your defense loads over to the three-point side, protects inside out, and then if the skip comes, you got plenty of time to close out.
Fouls on Dew, her first. Harmon will inbound.
Running through the door screens on that out-of-bounds play.
Harmon off the bounce, the fade on the baseline.
So good. She is so good. Just a sophomore. Terrific off the bounce.
Strutted her stuff earlier this season, a rare triple-double in Texas history against TCU back in January. Bangs one in, the junior from Claflin, Kansas, who's flirted with triple-doubles on several occasions this year.
Did you say Claflin, Kansas?
Home up?
Jackie Stiles. Going into shakes over here. Roy Harmon,
one of the great scorers of all time, of course.
Of course, we need to clarify that. Yes, she used to be the nation's leading scorer, the NCAA's leading scorer. You know what? Roy Harmon gambled on that last play, and that's why Emily Ryan was open. Let's see if she saves more. Oh, she gambles again.
Was able to get back to her. Tough pass to handle from Morgan Kane. Ryan on the drive and a foul. Bodied up by Jones. And Emily will head to the free throw line where she shoots 92%.
I mean, Emily Ryan has scored the last 2 buckets. Ooh, I see why Vic Schaefer might be upset about that one.
And that is the second on Jones. So a pair of Longhorns already with 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Coach Vic and Texas know that everybody else in the Big 12 rooting against them tonight because Texas is a game up on Oklahoma and actually 3 games in the loss column on Iowa State, Baylor, and Oklahoma State. Of course, Texas still has OU left on the slate as well as Baylor. A lot of games left. Should say a lot of basketball to play, not a lot of games left.
Right.
Only 5 or 6 remaining.
The wonderful grind of February. I love it.
Iowa State's hoping they will be in the conversation. The final weekend of the regular season sees Baylor at Texas, as well as a bedlam matchup, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma.
How about the job J.C. Hoyt has done in her first year at Oklahoma State to have them in the conversation?
Harmon. She'll pull up. Wing jumper won't go. Rebounded by Ashley Jones. Number 2 amongst active players in the country in rebounds with over 1,000. And Jones aggressive to the 10, and she'll go back to the line.
Ashley Jones doing a great job of driving, taking up some of that space.
All trouble. Graphic. Might be time to start building that foul problems graphic. Three different Longhorns now with 2 fouls. Holly, Phi, and Jones. You see at the top of our score bug there at the bottom of your screen. 7 points at the free throw line already for the Cyclones.
Oh, they're icing that ball screen. And Donarski got popped.
Big collision out top.
She was icing that ball screen and she jumped out on top of it, and Gonzalez reversed her pivot and her footwork and popped her in the nose, I believe. Watch, here comes the ice. She's trying not to let her use the screen, so she jumps on top of it. And then watch Gonzalez reverses back, and Donarski gets her nose popped right there. Now, this is a kid that was the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year last year. She scored over 1,000 points in her career here at Iowa State, so she's a tough competitor.
They're going to go back and the officials will look at this. It certainly appeared that it was head-to-head contact on the spin.
Yes, this is one of those very unfortunate plays. And I think the officials have to look at it because of the severity of the result of what happened, but I don't believe there's a upgrade here.
And then as the play continued, there was a foul called on Emily Ryan underneath the basket for Iowa State. Also possible that they may be making sure they have the timing right of that. And they do have to sanitize some blood on the floor in front of the Iowa State bench. Got a veteran crew with Dee Kantner, Felicia Grinner, Michael McConnell.
All Final Four officials.
After review, there is no intentional foul.
Yeah, I think that's a good job by the officials. You have to take a look at it, but there's nothing that you can do about that play. It's just very unfortunate that it happened. There's nothing that Shaylee Gonzalez did.
No, the athletic trainers taking Donarski just a moment ago back to the locker room for some additional attention.
Well, Donarski's the best on-ball defender for Iowa State. She's also has already hit a 3 in the game.
After review, it's determined that the contact was incidental on the play.
So I believe the result here is just going to be Texas possession, and are there free throws coming? 2 free throws for Rory Harmon on the drive and the foul committed by Emily Ryan. And so Rory, a 57% free throw shooter, knocks down the first. Got more Thursday night action for you. A couple of the top teams in the ACC. Notre Dame coming in at number 10 in the new AP poll this week, taking on Louisville. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern from the Purcell Pavilion inside the Joyce Center at South Bend. Final 2 minutes of this first quarter. And there is the first turnover of the ball game committed by Iowa State. Remember, in the first matchup, they gave it away 20 times to Texas. Off the bounce, the dish inside the block. Nymir Dew with the swat.
Look at Dew sprint ahead of the ball. That opens up space on the top of the floor.
Jones trying to relocate. Defended by Amina Muhammad. Dew, nice drop off. And the bucket inside, Zingaro.
Dew is a player that has really increased her minutes and stepped up her production without Stephanie Soares, the 6'6" senior graduate student who's out with the ACL.
Hurt the knee in January, and that really sent them into a tailspin. They're still trying to pull out of it. Nice feed underneath for Texas and Muhammad.
Muhammad is 6'4" and a freshman guarding Ashley Jones. That's a lot of length on her.
Jones scooped it up under the defender. But now Gonzalez pushes in transition. And another block shot. This time it's Danae Fritz on the three-point shooter, Holly. Shot clock will be off here for Texas.
It's a good push up the floor, switching sides. It takes Holly a little bit of time to load it up and gives Fritz a chance to help Iowa State set their defense.
Texas wants Harmon to make the decision here. Final seconds of this first quarter. Harmon, Jones coming to help out, and it will stay with Texas, 5.4 to go.
They love those elbow screens for Rory Harmon in a late clock. Coach Schaefer spent a lot of time on situations today in shoot-around.
Wants to get a substitution in here. Get Masudi out and Gaston on. Harmon. Gonzalez for three, no. And that'll take care of the first quarter, and a good one for Iowa State, doubling up Texas. Looking for a much-needed win after losing their last three. Good three-point shooting to start out for Iowa State tonight, Debbie.
Well, if a team needed a great shooting night and see a big basket early, it was Iowa State. Here at home, that Hilton Magic came to life in the first quarter. 3 triples by 3 different Cyclones in that first quarter. The other thing they did well, Beth, is they drew 7 fouls on Texas and shot 10 free throws in the first quarter. Remember, for Texas, they had to keep Iowa State off the three-point line and not put them on the free throw line, so they did not do that very well in the first quarter.
Rory Harmon was 3 for 4. She was the only Texas starter with a basket in that first quarter. Report also from the Iowa State locker room, Lexi Donarski with a split lip. The doctors and the training staff looking at her in back, and they hope that she will be able to return tonight. So that would be great news for the Cyclones. The Iowa State defense holding Texas to a season-tying low of 11 points in that first quarter.
Well, that means that Texas is going to ramp up their pressure here, and I would really look for something going backdoor if possible.
Debbie, they only turned Iowa State over the one time in that first quarter. That's it. And that is definitely not their MO.
Well, Rory Harmon can really heat up the basketball, too. There's Jones inverting to the block. There's a lot of contact.
Here comes Harmon with the push. Gonzalez back to Rory. Secondary and tertiary breaks for the Longhorns. Harmon will try and clean it up. That won't go. Gaston still looking for her first basket. And another chance for Texas.
Till then, Iowa State had stayed with them on the glass, only gave up 1 offensive board. Till this quarter.
Tough pass in traffic, and Gaston commits the foul, and now that is her second personal, the 4th Longhorn now with 2.
How does Iowa State come away with this? And Texas come away from this possession without any points?
Would they have 5? 5 chances. Now Jones, she was telling us pregame she'd like to run a little point against the pressure. She does there, gets the assist.
Well, she knows she's going to have a big on her, and she believes she can handle under duress. She also can initiate from the top.
They've assisted on 6 of their 7 buckets. Harmon picked. And they're going to get a foul off the ball here, I believe, on Iowa State. That's going to be on Zingaro, her first.
Well, Iowa State doing a really good job bumping off in their zone, meaning they are there on the closeout, they've got high hands, and they are passing on to the next offensive player very well in their zone.
Again, immediately a double team on a big, and Iowa State forces the tough shot.
Texas is throwing 4 people to the offensive boards right now.
Picked by Slim Shaley. From her dad, that nickname. Harmon, no. They cannot find the bottom of the net. They're shooting under 25% now on the night. And here's a bump off the ball as Texas tried to muscle Ashley Jones.
I mean, Ashley Jones is a worker. She was out here 2 hours before the game getting shots up. She was here for shoot around. Then she went outside because it's a beautiful day here. Watch how she sets up position right there and draws a foul. She rode around for an hour with her windows down in her car listening to music to get ready for the game because it's like 50 degrees out there today.
Beautiful day here in Ames. Rumor has it she was cranking Disney tunes. Is that correct?
Yes, Disney, some old school. Yeah, she will be a teacher one day, so I get the Disney tunes.
Getting ready. Iowa State doing just what they wanted, Debbie, forcing the outside shots at all costs. Drive and a foul will get Muhammad to the line.
You've got so much help built in the paint that you cannot give up the baseline right here. The whole zone is built to help inside out. It's a great take on the baseline by Muhammad.
Second foul on Danae Fritz, so she's the first in trouble for the Cyclones. Amina is a 43% free throw shooter, a top 20 recruit for Texas. Got the Texas men, by the way, coming up later tonight at 9 Eastern over on ESPN. Longhorn men ranked 6th in the country, and they too sit atop the Big 12 standings.
Marcus Carr is one of 4 guys in double figures for Texas. He averaged 17 points a game. They're coming off a 34-point win against West Virginia.
Times are good right now in Austin. Ryan? No, and that's an over the back on Zingaro, and that's 2 now on Izzy. Maggie Espin-Miller-McGraw will check into the ball game, as will Maggie Vick for Iowa State.
Because Espin-Miller-McGraw plays about 9-10 minutes a game, and without Donarski right now, they need her to be productive. She's got Gonzalez in that matchup. It's like a boxing 1 right now, Beth.
Yeah. Muhammad got 2 defenders on her. Holly fouled. Good hustle play there from Shea. So after Texas opened up the game 0 for 6, they have now missed their last 10 shot attempts. And they do not have a basket yet in this second quarter. That's the defensive effort tonight from Iowa State.
And after only giving up 3 offensive rebounds, Iowa State in the first quarter, they've already given up 5 here in the second. Texas is going to crash. They're going to use their size and their length.
Looks like Holly had some blood on her leg, so they will wrap that before Shea gets to the free throw line. It's already been a good weekend in the Holly residence. Her dad, a former football player at Texas, and also a stint with the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL. So party might still be going after the Chiefs Super Bowl win. Shea misses on the first. She has stepped into that starting role with Morris still out with the leg injury. Oh, touched every part of the iron before it dropped.
Got to be living right to get those to fall.
Texas will counter with a double of Ashley Jones, so she couldn't get the inbounds, and it will be up to Emily Ryan. You heard a bit of a roar from the crowd. That's the return of Lexi Donarski to the gym, and then the pick by Holly and the run out as Shea gets the lay-in.
I mean, that's what Shea Howley can do with her athleticism. And Donarski didn't even sit down on the bench. Bill Finley looked at her, "You ready? Go to the scores table. She'll check in on the next dead ball."
Jones thought about the three. A lot of teams, of course, like the long defender on Ashley. She'll get to the bucket, try and scoop it up. Gets the rebound, and the second chance is good.
She is so tough.
Relentless. She's got 8 here in the first half.
Here comes that dribble drive. Good steal by Ryan.
And Ryan breaks away. Timeout, Texas.
Emily Ryan with the steal, forcing the
Looking forward to that, and a further breakdown of South Carolina's dominating performance over LSU. They have really distanced themselves from the pack now at 25-0. Huge night for Maddie Siegrist, Villanova. They have a huge game coming up with UConn next weekend, and of course for the Huskies bouncing back from their first back-to-back losses since 1993. I want to talk about a dominant stretch. How about that?
14 consecutive Final Fours for UConn, and losing back-to-back for the first time in 30 years is ridiculous. There's a lot of ridiculous numbers at UConn.
That's one of them. But South Carolina, adding to the intrigue, of course, now, Debbie, is not only can they win a national championship, but can they do it undefeated and become the 5th program ever to do that, joining UConn, Tennessee, Baylor, and of course the very first undefeated national champions from the University of Texas and Jody Conrad in 1986. Those are the only 4 NCAA champs without a loss. And what does that do to LSU's tournament resume? Jones somehow found a way to get it inside to Zingaro.
I mean, you can't catch it any deeper than that.
It has been a real struggle against the zone so far in the first half for Texas. Just 6 buckets. 3 of their starters are 0 and scoreless so far tonight. Shot clock is down to 5. Gaston looking for her first basket, denied. And Lexi Donarski, who is back out on the court after the split lip in the first quarter, is fouled.
That is the 5th foul that Ashley Jones has drawn on the Texas defense. That's how tough she is to deal with. I mean, she's not afraid of the contact. She's very good at posting up. He's going to come off a screen right here and get this one.
Donarski continues to work. And an offensive foul, I believe, on the screener inside. Morgan Kane. For first. Under 4 minutes to go in this one.
Donarski guarding Holly. One-on-one.
Harmon, the change of direction. That's short. Gaston follows. No. Out of bounds. It will stay at this end.
What's so interesting is, you know, Shea Holly is probably the 4th or 5th option offensively on the floor right now. Shea Holly's a great rebounder, a really good defender, but Bill Finley is putting that box and one on her because I think of her offensive rebounding ability. Plus, they think they can guard the Texas post players in that zone.
Yes. Pull-up is good off the window. Mwinintanda, the 6'2 freshman from South Dakota. And again, they double Ashley Jones, trying to prevent her from getting it. But now Ashley will bring it across. Jones so far 2 for 5, making 3 for 6.
I think that's why she told us she wants the ball in her hands. Just get out of the way, let one of those bigs try to defend her, create separation off the bounce.
Little self-assist, and she's into double digits with 11.
The greenest of green lights.
I'm not sure there's red or yellow on that. Gaston, 15-footer, and Deanna has her first bucket.
I think Gaston can come away from the pressure on the low block and move up to the high post area because she's capable of hitting that 15-footer.
Jones taken away by Harmon. Rory gets the takeaway and the lay-in. That's what Texas is looking for.
I mean, Rory Harmon is conditioned to play this pace for 40 minutes. 7 of the last 12 games, she's played 40 minutes.
They've got a bye this week, so plenty of time to rest after tonight. Zingaro comes up short.
Zingaro's missed a couple of shots with 2 feet in the paint.
Mwinintanda, offensive foul.
Zingaro, tough in there. She misses on the other end, but she sprints back and holds her ground right here.
Five Texas players with 2 fouls in the first half. They've managed, though, to keep Iowa State off the free throw line in this second quarter. Scrap for the loose ball. It will stay with ISU. Here's the update on the foul situation for Texas.
Well, it's not like Vic Schaefer's team's going to back off the pressure. I mean, they've won 7 in a row, and they have not played a possession of zone. Now, I know Vic doesn't like to play zone, but according to Synergy, he has played some zone this year, but not in the 7-game winning streak.
Kind bounce at home for Emily Ryan. Who's got 8 to go along with 3 assists. Oh, check that, Donarski with the bucket.
Good patience by Harmon to let that play develop.
Texas gets the counter. Ryan lost the handle. Texas gets the takeaway, and then they give it right back. And a foul.
Emily Ryan did have 8 turnovers in the first matchup between these 2 teams. But when you're going under that kind of duress all game, especially against Rory Harmon, who most likely is the best on-ball defender in the Big 12.
And that is the 3rd personal foul on Shea Holly. She exits. So the first Longhorn to get 3. Jones.
Nice
With the backdoor cut, blocked.
Oh, good recovery.
Hauled down by Gaston. Vic Schaefer says 1 shot, please.
I mean, Fritz set that up so nicely in the middle of the floor. Good recovery by the Longhorns. Good fight in Texas here in the second quarter.
One in Tanda, no. Gets it back, and the shot does not get up in time. 33-24, Iowa State over Texas. They hold the Longhorns to 30% shooting. Time now for the halftime report. John Brickley, Rebecca Lobo, and Carolyn Peck.
Beth, thank you.
33-24, Iowa State with the lead over Texas. The Longhorns winners of 7 in a row. Iowa State trying to end a 3-game skid. As we welcome you back courtside, get set for the start of the third quarter. Beth Mowins and Debbie Antonelli. And it is that sense of urgency right now that the Cyclones are carrying with their All-American Ashley Jones.
Nobody scored more points in the history of Iowa State basketball. In order to get a win here, she's going to have to continue to play off 2 feet, make plays in the paint, find open teammates, and drill a couple more triples. Little pick and pop action. And when she helps relieve pressure and gets a big on her, she just pulls it back and sticks another 3. Ashley Jones, All-American, playing like one in the first half.
Your halftime statistics. Jones, by the way, on the verge either tonight or in their next game, about to pass Andrea Riley into second place all-time in Big 12 career scoring, with only Brittany Griner putting up better numbers than Ashley Jones.
Andrea Riley was a great point guard at Oklahoma State.
Race tightens considerably if Iowa State wins this one. Texas a game up over the Sooners right now, with 5 teams all within reach. A projection of 6, possibly 7 teams getting into the NCAA tournament. We're, holy cow, we're a month away from Selection Sunday.
Sneaking up on you.
Yes, first reveal is already out. Second reveal coming later this month as Deanna Gaston hits in the lane.
Well, 2 possessions and 2 times Deanna Gaston gets the ball in the paint. I think that's the adjustment for Vic Schaefer coming out of the locker room.
A season low 24 first half points for Texas, so you know there was some paint peeling probably in their locker room during the intermission. Fritz spins.
Oh, that is a tough 2 for Fritz. Over Wenin Tanda at 6'2". Fritz giving up significant size in that matchup. She's listed at 5'11", but I don't think so.
Out of Maryville, Tennessee, but she was born here in Ames. Both her parents were Cyclones. If they can get Fritz and Dinarski knocking down their shots again, this is a totally different attack for Iowa State. And 1 for 5. As Texas tries to work its way back into this thing.
And that's the thing, because Texas is sending 3 and 4 to the glass, Beth, because Iowa State really hasn't been able to transition off their rebounding. It requires all 5 Iowa State players in white to be on the glass as well.
And now the first Cyclone in foul trouble. Naimir Dew has picked up her 3rd. Shea Holly for Texas starting out the second half on the bench with 3 fouls.
Did you see that? 14 offensive rebounds for Texas.
Ashley Jones, nice backdoor, and the rejection. They are top 10 in the country, the Longhorns, in block shots. Phi got that one, leads to the Harmon pull-up. And they come up empty.
And Rory Harmon immediately gets on the ball in transition. She picks up the ball so quickly.
Boy, and as an opponent, you cannot pick up your dribble. Jones able to bail her out. And a couple of free throws coming.
So the action that Bill Finley is running is requiring some backdoor cuts, and Iowa State is doing a really good job of setting those cuts up. It's a couple of times they've been able to go backdoor, and you know that's the adjustment for them, because you know that Texas is going to bring the heat. They're going to be up the line, overplaying.
Jones hits on the first. Ashley now in her 149th career game. Of course, the last several years with her sister Aubrey, who's transferred to Oklahoma. Ashley departs as another Jones sister arrives next year.
That's Kelsey. And there's another one, Bailey, but she's only in 5th grade, so she's got a little time yet. We had a great conversation with Ashley about her family before the game.
Heck of a run for the Joneses. Harmon cannot get it to go. It's been a frustrating night shooting the basketball for Texas.
Look at Harmon get on the ball right away, and Ashley Jones does a good job of protecting it with her offhand and drawing a foul.
First on Rory.
You can't ride them. It's a freedom of movement thing. The officials are just adjudicating the rules the way they're written.
Jones, as they execute the out-of-bounds play. That almost looked like a frustration foul from Rory with the missed shots.
And because Texas hasn't made threes, you see how much they're sinking in the paint, and then you get that double bury in the net. Good work off the ball by Faye.
At 6'4", the junior from Senegal. Benarski. No. Second chance, Kane. Yes.
Bill Finley always saves something for the second half. We had not seen that set offensively. That allows Kane to get to the glass.
Backing in to help defensively was Emily Ryan as they continue to sag without shooters on the floor for Texas. They do not have a triple. They're 0 for 6, and one of their better ones, Morris, is out of the game with an injury tonight.
Well, we talked about Morris in the first half, and it changes the spacing on the floor when you don't have that three-point threat.
Off the bounce from Wenentanda, who's out there with 3 personal fouls. Keeps Texas within striking distance.
I'm surprised that Iowa State's not trying to put another foul on Gaston, right? Because she's in the Ashley Jones matchup.
In the lane, they got to kick it back out to Jones. She'll step back and knock it down.
I think she is one of the great college players, not just at Iowa State, in the history of the game based on the numbers she's put up in the Big 12.
She and Maggie Siegrist at Villanova, the only active players with 2,000 career points and 1,000 career rebounds. And Ashley Jones is approaching 3,000 points after that last bucket, a 10-point Iowa State lead. You can help people affected by the earthquake in Turkey by visiting redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond.
What a horrible situation over in Turkey.
Just devastating.
Pray for those people.
We are here in Ames, Iowa, Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State leading Texas 42-32. The Longhorns residing in first place in the Big 12, up a game on Oklahoma, up 3 games on Iowa State, Baylor, and Oklahoma State in the loss column. Teams have 5 or 6 games remaining in the regular season as Texas tries to win the title for the first time since 2004 when they went back-to-back. The previous year, their Final Four team. Of course, they won the Big 12 tournament title last year en route to the Elite Eight. Speaks to the dominance for so long of Baylor under Kim Mulkey's direction over the years. Loose ball, picked up, and the bucket for Texas and Muhammad.
Emily Ryan doesn't get sped up. She has turned it over twice, and Rory Harmon has applied this kind of ball pressure all game.
8 points, 5 assists, 4 steals as well for Ryan. Using up a lot of the shot clock. She'll take it in and score.
What a tough two. That's the patience and poise I'm talking about, right? Just reads the D.
Into double digits.
Texas doesn't even guard on top of the floor. Now they'll stretch a little bit with Rory, but look at that high-low action.
Phi can't knock it down, and Zingaro is fouled.
Tell you what, Zingaro's had a tough night, but she's hung in there.
Foul sets to Texas 20, heading foul. Your fourth, 4-2
What you don't see Texas doing without Sonia Mooring is penetrate, pitch. They're playing on the perimeter, right? So offensively, the ball's just going around the perimeter, and they're not really getting anything unless they throw that entry pass inside. And Texas is playing in a lot of collapsed defense. There's not a lot of space in there.
That was the 4th foul on Adija Phi, so a starter is out right now with the foul trouble. Jones off the front iron. Here comes Harmon. Rory turned away.
Good decision.
Uses the Jones screen.
There's a penetration and a pitch, but Iowa State gets quickly to the closeout.
Jones, weak side, no. They had 2 looks at it from close range and could not knock it down. Ryan, back to that left side with the right hand.
You go under that action so that you don't let her turn the corner. That's a smart play by Emily Ryan. You know, I usually say Rory Harmon answers what I call the 3 W's of a good point guard. Who to get the ball to, when, and where. I'm going to throw that on Emily Ryan tonight as well.
Foul on the post up.
The last time down, it's Rory Harmon in this action. This time it's Gonzalez. She's late. And Ryan turns the corner looking at the hoop. You got a shooter on the strong side, so you can't pinch and help on that penetration down the lane line. Because if you do, she's going to kick it to the corner for a 3.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd, and a reach-in foul called on Ryan. That's her 2nd. 3rd team foul. See if Vic gets something going here late for Rory Harmon. Had the hot start, 7 points in the 1st quarter, just 2 since. Couldn't hit that one, but Jones is there.
Good weak side boards by Taylor Jones at 6'4". That's a lot of size. Iowa State doesn't really have anybody at 6'4". You got to hang with them on the glass, right?
Now they are pounding it into the paint. Rory Harmon with the dig out, the slide. Rory. She'll try and knock it down from 3. That won't go. Jones tips it back out. Another shot at it, and Texas converts. One in tandem.
Hedge and go under that middle ball screen.
Well, she tried again. The help defense came to get to Ryan before she got to the backboard. Donarski around and out. Kane. Jones for three.
That's Emily Ryan right there. That's what I'm talking about. Know your personnel.
Winnentanda and one.
Boy, she is athletic. Wow. 6'2", just a freshman, so long, active. You had a shot chart of Texas right now, Beth. Everything's in the paint right around the rim. I mean, it's all right inside the Big 12 logo, around the restricted area. That's a big-time finish with contact.
28 paint points for Jackalenga, whose mom played at Old Dominion and was at the Final Four in the 1997 tournament.
That means she played for the great Wendy Larry.
Yes, she did. And Texas is just 4 of 10 from the free throw line. Otherwise, this would be a little tighter. Final seconds of the quarter. Donarski for three.
Texas has got to do a better job in that middle ball screen. The hedge. Under. The triple. They're heading to the fourth.
Heading to the fourth quarter here in Ames. How about Iowa State outscoring Texas from downtown 18-zip? Ashley Jones, 19 points. Emily Ryan, 12 points, 6 assists, 4 steals. And they have really shut down Texas on the offensive end, holding the Longhorns, Debbie, to just 35%.
So here's what's going to happen now. That zone's going to shrink a little bit more until Texas makes them stretch back out. They're going to be sitting on the lap of the post players of Texas here in the fourth quarter.
Texas needs a win to stay in sole possession of first place. Otherwise, they drop into a tie with Oklahoma, heading into the final 2.5 weeks of the season.
See, this is where Bill Finley, with his offense in front of his bench, has dialed up a couple of plays and sets we have not seen in the first half. Got to save something in your back pocket for Texas.
Rory Harmon, 9 points. Winnentanda with 10 off the bench to lead the way for Texas.
Look at the zone, sag, sag, sag. They're not even putting their toes on the three-point line.
Jackalenga in and out. And here comes Ashley Jones. Her 8th rebound as she flirts with another double-double. Off the bounce, Fritz turned back. Kane sets the screen for Ryan. The pitch out, Donarski, wide open three!
Great screen by Kane, and on her roll to the bucket, there's a double foul under the basket. You help off the strong side, that corner three is available. Donarski doing a great job of spacing to the corner.
Biggest lead of the night for Iowa State, as Jones and Donarski have both hit 3 triples, as they finally, for the first time in 5 games, get some shots to fall.
So I think we're discussing, Beth, whether the shot counts. There's the pitch. You see Gonzalez helps. Donarski wide open. Yeah, that basket counts.
Got him. Yep. 10-minute timeout called by Texas. Just over a minute into the fourth quarter. Iowa State in control here at Hilton Coliseum. Well, you can catch the early rounds of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Tournament on ESPN Plus. It all starts March 9th at historic Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City. Tickets on sale at big12sports.com/buy tickets, where Texas was victorious a year ago. But it's been Iowa State's night thus far, 55-40. 19 points for Ashley Jones. They have hit 7 threes. Texas does not have any. And there's your difference on the scoreboard.
The other thing, they've done a good job of making Roy Harmon see people and bodies in the gaps, right? When she hesitates and she misses.
Debbie, she does not have a point since the first quarter.
Well, nothing has been easy for Texas, right? They're not getting to the line. They haven't gotten anything in transition. They've been tough on the glass tonight. That's where they've been able to stick around. You know, Vic Schaefer, he sort of saw this coming, right? I mean, based on our conversation with him, they've won 7 in a row. This is always a tough place to go to. They haven't had a break in a while.
Konarski. Tough pass for Jones to handle. But now Carmen. Texas. If you told Bill Fenley before the game that the turnover situation would be even, he would have said, I'll take that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm not sure he would be happy about giving up 18 offensive rebounds now.
No. Well, just as I say that, they turn it over. Rory off the cross. No.
You know, I watched the Texas-Iowa State game this morning, and Iowa State only tried to throw over the top once, and they didn't connect. It was a baseball pass, full court.
On a backcourt violation. They did not get it across midcourt in 10 seconds. Good pickup by Michael McConnell as the clock, shot clock read 19. And they were still in the backcourt.
Final 4 refs. Good crew.
Harmon. No. After hitting 3 of her first 4 shots, she is 1 for her last 12.
Good twist action on the top.
Jones, 19 points, 8 rebounds for Ashley. She's now 7 points away from number 2 all-time in Big 12 history, behind Brittany Griner and Andrea Riley. Harmon. Nice kick out to Shea Holly. And Texas able to get the bucket.
I think that's where her shots came from in the first half, was that left baseline. Texas really picking up their pressure.
2-on-1. Konarski keeps, misses the layup. And then an over-the-back foul on Muenentanda. That'll be her 4th.
I hope Muenentanda has an idea how good she's going to be after next year when we see her, and how much her game has grown so far this season.
Rounded out for Jones. Double team comes. Gaston able to turn to the baseline to beat it.
Okay, here we go. Back-to-back baskets by Texas. Set your pressure. foul off the ball. Mohammed holding.
They're throwing the double team at Ashley Jones to prevent the inbound, and
Well, they've been doing that all
Body
game.
work, yep.
Yeah, but she's been able to get the inbound pass and give it right back to Emily Ryan. So it's not just stealing the ball. There's a wear down effect here that could be in play in the fourth quarter. Okay, here's a turnover.
another takeaway for Texas. Harmon. Back to Rory. And we're going to get Jones trying to reach around. That's her second.
Ashley Jones looks like she's got a little bit of a limp.
Yes.
I mean, she is a double ice bath player. You got to take 2 dips post game.
You got a couple of knee pads and an elbow pad. You're ready for anything. Harmon kicks it back out. Still without a 3-point basket in the ball game. 0 for 11 for Texas. Harmon got it.
Yeah, she got a clean look to the gap, and she's capable of making that mid-range.
Iowa State with numbers. Fritz for 3, no. And Texas will take it. Gaston, tough catch. And a foul called on Iowa State, and now some anxious moments around Hilton Coliseum.
Texas making their run right here. Their defense picked up. They got some turnovers. They're on the glass. They continue to feed the paint. Feed the post in the paint.
Gaston, 69% free throw shooter. The ACC Big 12 Super Tuesday doubleheader features Duke and Notre Dame from Cameron Indoor tomorrow at 7, followed by Kansas, Oklahoma State at 9. A great night of hoops on ESPN and the app.
I'll be looking forward to that. Mike Bray for Notre Dame, final visit to Duke and Cameron. Duke coming off a controversial finish against Virginia where they lost in overtime. Back-to-back losses for the Blue Devils.
And that is the 5th personal foul on Jackalanga Mwenentanda. 10 points, 5 rebounds for the freshman. And she will depart. Shaylee Gonzalez comes back on. Texas down by as many as 15 tonight.
Just keep in mind, Beth, it's not how many threes you make, it's when you make them. And Gonzalez is still capable of making threes. She's the 2nd best 3-point shooter by percentage without Sonia Morris.
Under 5. Ryan pestered by Harmon. Fritz into the lane. Count the basket.
How about the footwork inside? That's why you play off 2 feet inside.
Today, Fritz scoops it up and in. Free throw coming on the other side. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. What's at stake here in the final 4 minutes and 45 seconds? Well, according to Charlie Cream's bracketology, a Texas loss would move them from a 3 seed to a 4 seed and put them on the host bubble. It would also drop the Longhorns into a first-place tie with Oklahoma in the Big 12 race. And for Iowa State, it would keep them in the championship chase with a huge road trip coming up at Baylor and Oklahoma State. A couple of teams tied with them or in front of them right now.
Well, here's the story so far. The Iowa State zone has played inside the three-point line. Texas 0 for 11 from 3. But their points in the paint and their ability to offensive rebound have been the neutralizing factor here. Plays like this right here. Texas has 21 offensive rebounds, but they've only scored 17 points off those. And that's still a good number.
That's the fourth on Dew.
They pass the ball around the perimeter. Gaston does a good job of shaping up. But if you're going to use that dribble, use it to power you up to the rim and use that offhand to go rim body ball, and maybe you get the and one.
Iowa State's already in the bonus. The next foul for Texas will put them on the line. And Gonzalez finally breaks free for 3, and that's their first triple of the night. After missing 11, they continue to chip away. Donarski, and they will force the turnover.
Remember earlier I said I watched this and they tried to throw over the top? That is a very poorly executed play by Iowa State. You're going to throw that pass, you better connect. Didn't we just watch the Super Bowl last night?
Yes.
They only tried to throw over the top once in that game. Now they've tried to go over the top twice.
Swinging it around the perimeter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Holly for 3. Back to back for Texas.
It's not how many, it's when.
2-possession game. Timeout Iowa State. Monster threes from Gonzalez, and Holly has the horns chipping away.
Oh for 11 until this. Gonzalez off the out-of-bounds play. This is Shea Holly, who's made 22 threes on the season. Make that 23.
It's a 13-2 run for Texas after trailing by 15. Jones off the bounce, tough shot. Second chance, Kane fouled by Gaston.
That's a couple of big offensive rebounds here late from Morgan Kane. First trip to the free throw line for Morgan.
Texas, their defense getting them back into it. The steals under pressure. They have not allowed Ashley Jones to score here in this fourth quarter. As Kane converts the first. Wednesday got a mega SEC basketball matchup for you. Top 10 showdown, number 1 Alabama and number 10 Tennessee. Crimson Tide back atop the polls for the first time in 20 years. It's Wednesday night.
Tennessee stumbled a little bit here lately.
Back-to-back buzzer beater losses for the fellas. Harmon left open, that's 2. And now down to a 1-possession game.
This middle ball screen action has worked for Iowa State. Good twist by Kane, allowing Jones to the hoop.
Count that for Ashley, and now she is limping badly after the make.
She's given everything she's got right here. Turns the corner. Eyes on the rim. That middle ball screen, great twist action in the middle by Morgan Kane means she changes her screening angle.
Gets the three-point play for her first points of the quarter.
Now you got to come out a little bit more in that zone. Might open up a driving lane for Harmon.
Rory probing. The skip Open look from outside the line, in and out from Holly. Ping-ponging around, and Fritz comes down with it.
I want to take a little time off the clock here and go right back to that middle ball screen action with Jones this time setting the screen. She's got a pop.
Final 2 minutes.
Here's the pop.
Jones off the fake. And a foul on the drive. That'll be on Gaston, hurt on the play.
Ashley Jones, how many times has she hit the floor? This time Gaston hits the floor hard as well.
Jones 5 of 7 at the line. This is one of the things that makes it difficult to come back on Iowa State, the second best free throw shooting team in the country at 80%.
We've got 2 players over 90, and there's no one in the country that has that.
Ashley Jones at the line, shooting 2.
Jones is 5 of 7 tonight. Wow. 2 misses. Harmon's got it for 2. Timeout, Texas. 61-57.
Good ball movement by the Horns. Get a piece of the paint and a kick. Knocking down those 2 threes have forced Iowa State to take a step up in that zone, right? A little bit closer to the 3-point line. It's opened up some space.
Coming your way on Thursday night, number 10, Notre Dame, led by Olivia Miles and Haley Van Lith in Louisville. Thursday, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Huge Thursday night in the ACC, which includes Duke, right now in first place at Virginia Tech. Another conference that is lined up to have a fantastic finish these last couple of weeks.
A lot of parity in that league also. Great balance, a lot of teams that can win. And I'm talking about
Donarski will bring it across.
That's a new wrinkle. Bill Finley didn't run that press breaker against Texas the first time, and I haven't seen it on film from him either.
Fritz, no. We will try and keep you up to date on the time as Iowa State rebounds the miss. 50 seconds to go. And now 10 on the shot clock.
Got to get a stop. You don't want to foul.
Ryan looking for the open shooter. Fritz from the corner, got it! 35 seconds to go.
You don't need a 3. You got to score quickly.
Harmon picked up the dribble. Gaston 15-footer is good. 22 seconds to go. Timeout. Iowa State. They can advance if they want. Neither side
Texas
has a foul to give.
Texas called that timeout, so I don't know if Iowa State's going to call one. Did they call one? Because Vic called it.
Texas does call the initial timeout. So that means that Iowa State cannot advance it just yet.
Unless they call
Unless
timeout.
they call one. Texas does have the possession arrow. We have 21.9 seconds to go. We're still trying to figure out. There you go. They got this clock back on your score bug at the bottom of the screen. 64-59 Iowa State.
You know, it'd be interesting to see, is Bill Fennelly going to call a timeout here? Because that's the ball. I was going to say that the way they've been inbounding the basketball has really alleviated some of the Texas pressure, but you certainly don't want to turn it on that end of the floor.
Let's see, Iowa State would have 2 remaining, and Texas would have 1. Ashley Jones has it, 20 seconds to go.
You got to foul here.
Yeah, Vic Schaefer calling for the foul, but they lost precious seconds. It's down to 14.2 on the clock.
They lost 6 seconds. 7 seconds.
In what is a 2-possession game, Jones, who just missed a pair, is back at the line.
Nobody's made more free throws in the history of Iowa State basketball. You didn't think she was going to miss another one, did you?
The Big 12 scoring leader. 24 points for Ashley Jones tonight.
No fouls, Iowa State. No threes.
66-59. Final 10 seconds. Harmon hits. That's a 2-pointer. And Texas, I believe, got a timeout before the foul or before the inbounds?
I think before the inbounds. So they're going to have to go back and I think put some time back on the clock.
Officials are together to talk about it. And they will come over to the monitor, which says 6.2 seconds to go in a 5-point game.
What a game, right? We're fighting Texas to be able to come back in this thing.
Down by 15 with 9 minutes to go in the game. And then the rally started. There are your essentials. Texas out of timeouts, 2 left for Iowa State. Both teams already in the bonus, Texas with the arrow.
I think Iowa State will probably call a timeout to advance the ball here and run a similar set to what they just ran. I was surprised they inbounded it under there.
Ashley Jones leading all scorers with 24. Fritz, Ryan, and Donarski also all in double digits. Rory Harmon with 19 to pace Texas. So as the officials look at the clock, Debbie, I think it's going to be Iowa State inbounding.
Yes, it's Iowa State's ball under the basket. Unless they advance the ball with a timeout, the officials, they put a couple of tenths back on the clock.
6.5. 6.5 seconds to go in the game. Nope, now the clock says 6.8 seconds to go in the game.
So you go back and look at when the ball went through the net. That's when it becomes dead. That's when the clock should have stopped. Not the rim, the net.
Ashley Jones, 7 of 11 at the free throw line. And as we've talked about, Lexi Donarski is a 90% free throw shoot, 91%. Emily Ryan is a 92% free throw shooter. So those are the handles that Bill Fennelly would love to get the ball to on the inbounds.
Texas has got to get a steal, right? And if they don't, they have to foul right away. Try to extend the game here. Try to face guard and deny Ashley Jones, not let her catch. Timeout Iowa State to advance the ball. That's the way it works. You get the full timeout from Texas. Yep. Then when it's time to come back in, then you call timeout so you can have plenty of time inside that huddle. I think make sure everyone's connected and on the same page with what's going to happen here. So Texas needs a quick steal. If not, foul. Then they're going to have to get a 3.
Texas at 11-2 with the bye midweek. Oklahoma is 1 back in the loss column. And so a loss here for Texas. Oklahoma with a win over Texas Tech would be all even midweek.
Same set to inbound.
Ryan inbounds. Donarski has it.
No foul.
And they're not going to foul. 66-61 the final. That ends both Iowa State's 3-game skid and Texas' 7-game win streak. Behind Ashley Jones with 24 points to lead the way, and a much-needed win for the Cyclones to stay in the Big 12 race. For Debbie Antonelli and our entire crew, I'm Beth Mullins. Thanks for watching from Ames. Now it's on to West Virginia.